Do you ever feel like there's not enough time in the day? Like there's not enough love or success to go around? There's not enough peace, rest, or happiness? Well, good news, friend, I can help with that. Hello, and welcome back to Torches, Yoga and Mindfulness. I'm Lauren, and I'll be your coach. And actually, mindfulness can help with that, but I'll show you how it works and how we can do it. Today, we are jumping into the fifth skill of mindfulness, and that is appreciative joy. You may be thinking, Coach Lauren, that sounds pretty and all, but what is that? Appreciative joy is when we genuinely allow ourselves to be uplifted by the happiness, success, and well-being of others and ourselves without holding comparison, envy, or attachment. Appreciative joy is a deliberate shift we make, choosing to put our attention on what is going well, not just for ourselves, but for others too. Appreciative joy helps us to dissolve a scarcity mindset that we can easily slip into. And when we practice appreciative joy, it helps to nurture connection, gratitude, and abundance. When we're stuck in a scarcity mindset, we have this feeling that there's just isn't enough. There isn't enough love, there isn't enough time, there isn't enough peace, beauty, joy, there isn't enough to go around. Maybe it shows up for you as thoughts of, why them and not me? Or maybe I missed my chance. Or maybe you have thoughts of, I have to fight for my share. But a scarcity mindset isn't something your brain came up with all on its own. It definitely does contribute in its own messy way, and we're going to get into that in a minute. But maybe you've lived through lean times where you had little to none. Maybe you have this fear that just because you have it now, it'll go away, like something else has in the past. These previous experiences you've been through have created neural pathways in your brain that keep us stuck in this hurtful loop. And comparison feeds a scarcity mindset. It fuels it, especially when we're in a culture that worships overachieving and winning and the hustle. And over time, this type of mindset makes us distance ourselves from others, because seeing them experience joy will trigger a pain in ourselves, and it can leave us with a feeling of being left out or inadequate. And our brains have this fun little process called confirmation bias. This means when we get stuck on an idea or a belief, our brain actively seeks out information to confirm that belief, and it will shut out any facts that contradict it, which can be great if we are bringing intention and awareness to our thoughts. But if we habitually think, nothing good ever happens to me, then our brain will seek out information to confirm that. Then our brains will filter out of our awareness and out of our memory anything good that happens to us, no matter how big or how small. And we'll only look for those things that keep us in that feeling of disappointment, hurt, and lacking. Appreciative joy is the key to getting ourselves out of this hurtful loop. When we intentionally celebrate joy, even if it's for someone else, we are training our brains to start recognizing and start looking for possibilities instead of limitations. And with practice, this reprograms our inner dialogue from one of loneliness and scarcity to one of connection and abundance. Before we get into our practices today on how we can sharpen our appreciative joy skill, I of course want to talk about how this impacts our brain and what it does in our brain. You know, this is my favorite part. So you may recall from skill number 2, compassion, we talked about mirror neurons. So these little buddies in our brain, these special little neurons in our brain, they fire off when we are witnessing somebody else experiencing emotions. They're why we cry in sad movies, or when we feel uplifted and hopeful when the hero gets the girl. And joy is included in this. When we intentionally feel joy for others, without judgment, without attachment, just happiness, we activate those same neural pathways in our brain as if the joyous reason was our own. And this practice helps to enhance our empathy and connectedness through our shared human experience. And when we allow ourselves to experience appreciation and connection, we get a boost of oxytocin, the bonding hormone. So we're literally rewiring our brains to feel safer around others when it comes to our emotions or our lives. So now I did say earlier that our brains didn't come up with the scarcity mindset all on its own. It is impacted by our previous experiences. But you may remember we've also talked about a process of our brain called the default mode network, the DMN. The DMN helps us with processing our emotions. It helps with self-reflection, and it helps us like interpreting emotions of others as well as our own. It really is a big part of our sense of self. But it's also where thoughts of comparison come from. And the default mode network, that's where rumination happens, where we're replaying, worrying about, unproductively reviewing over and over and over those past experiences and conversations. But appreciative joy is how we disrupt that loop. It's how we stop that loop. And the more we intentionally stop it, the less it will visit us. So our brains don't just fire off randomly. Do you remember the path in the woods? The more we take this route, the clearer it becomes, and the more it becomes our go-to route. And while the brain can adapt, if left to its own devices, more often than not, it's going to choose the paths that are most familiar, the patterns that we've repeated before. This is called neuroplasticity. It's the brain's ability to rewire itself based on what we regularly and consistently think, feel, and do. So these practices that I have for you today aren't just feel-good coping mechanisms. They will actually rewire your brain, creating new neural pathways, ones that guide us towards abundance, connection, and possibility, and reinforce thoughts like there is enough, or I can feel whole without being first. All right, friends, so I have 3 practices for you today. Your homework is to pick at least one, and you're going to practice this for the next 2 weeks. Write yourself a sticky note, put it on your mirror, in your wallet, in your purse, set an alarm on your phone to go off the same time every day. Whatever you need to do to help yourself remember. So the first practice I have for you is reframe jealousy into joy. And this one's wonderful because we can use what we already have, what we're already feeling, as an opportunity to rewire our brains. When you catch yourself having thoughts like, why them and not me? Or I've missed my chance, or they didn't really deserve that, I've worked so hard. When you catch yourself with these thoughts of comparison and jealousy, no need to beat yourself up, because now you have an organic, powerful opportunity to rewire your brain with 3 easy steps. The first is we're going to pause. And if it helps to pull your brain kind of out of that loop, bring your attention and your awareness to the flow of your breath. Once we've taken that pause, then we're going to label the thought. As opposed to letting it pull us away and take us down its rabbit hole, we're going to hold the reins and we're going to label it. This is a thought of jealousy. This is a thought of self-doubt. And then step number 3, we're going to say quietly or aloud to yourself, joy is infinite and it includes me. And that's it. Pause, label, and reaffirm that joy is yours as well. All right, friend, practice number 2 I have for you, I call it the happy little scroll. Instead of a happy little stroll, we're going to take a happy little scroll. So when you're on social medias for 5 minutes, or go through and pick out 5 posts, you're going to look for posts that only celebrate something, somebody's achievement, somebody's art, somebody's creativity, even just a small moment of happiness. And on these posts, you're going to interact with them. You're going to like them, of course, and you're going to comment and give a genuine wish of joy, an appreciative joy. I'm so glad you had this experience, or way to go, or you're a rock star, you nailed it, awesome job. Whatever feels right for you, you're going to leave a comment showing that you're sharing in their joy. Not only does this practice help train our brains to start seeking out the positive, but it's also going to plant a seed of kindness. Your words are going to uplift somebody, and that kind of energy is going to ripple outwards. All right, and for practice number 3, this is another dual purpose practice. Whenever you're driving or waiting in line, anytime really that your brain makes that little automatic switch to autopilot and just starts wandering off about random things, those are the great times to bring this practice in. We're going to give our mind something to do instead of letting it wander off. So you're going to think of 10 people that have had a recent joyous event. Again, even if it's just something little. Name each person, acknowledge the experience they've had that was a happy moment for them, and then you're going to give them a little blessing, a little wish of may your joy deepen and ripple outward. This practice helps to train your brain to stay out of autopilot and to visit it less, and trains your brain to seek out the positive, to seek out the possibilities, creating those new neural pathways in our brain so that we can find the joy in our own lives. All right, friend, those are the 3 practices I have for you today. Like I said, your homework is to pick at least one and practice it for 2 weeks every day. Let me know in the comments if you already have a mindfulness practice like this implemented into your life, or which one of these you're excited about trying. Make sure you check out the guided meditation we have to explore our own appreciative joy that will also be posted this week. And of course, make sure to like and subscribe so you don't miss any of our 8 Skills of Mindfulness series. We are on skill number 5, 1 through 4. If you're just jumping in, you can still catch those on our page at Torches Coaching. As always, please feel free to reach out if you have any questions or if you feel like you have any blocks connecting with any of your skills of mindfulness. And y'all, I've been freaking out a little bit this week. Y'all want a moment of joy of mine you can share this week? One of your days you can already check it off the list. Drop a comment because I am freaking out a little bit. I'm excited. What? It's a little surreal. I know it's nothing like monumentous or anything like that, and there's definitely so many more people that have so much more, but I am almost at 100 subscribers on YouTube. I know it seems little, but it is so big to me. I am so excited. What? Where did y'all even come from? I love it. I love that y'all are here. I love that y'all are learning, and I love that y'all are investing in yourselves. My friend, I'm excited. I wonder if you haven't yet. Definitely make sure you subscribe because I'm almost there. I'm almost to 100, which is just a nice, beautiful number. It got cloudy outside. Got a little bit dark in here, but that's okay. It is bright and shining here at Torches. All right, friend, I'm going to leave you with this one little thought to consider. Joy isn't a pie that you're fighting to get a piece of. It's a fire. And when we fuel this fire, it grows stronger, warming us all, lighting the path for many when we share it. My friend, thank you for sharing a piece of your day with me. Stay present, stay kind to yourself, and I will see you soon.